everybody, what's going on? My name's Crypto Corey. I want to thank you for joining me, and we've got another Veve and Ecomi video. I'm not going to say I was right, but it's looking a little more like my thoughts are becoming a reality. So I had mentioned I was going to wait on OMI, and I gave a bunch of reasons why. I was looking at the economy, I was looking at the Bitcoin market, I was looking at the stock market in a general sense, and everything keeps pointing to recession. So everything pointing to recession just means that Bitcoin is absolutely in a bear market. Now, I think we're about to solidify that fact, and I'll be glad to, because if we've solidified that fact, maybe some of the people who are into Bitcoin or just into crypto in a general sense will, be like, oh no, this is the bear market, and then they'll cash out, and then it'll cause the price to do a sudden drop so I can do a buy-in. So typically what happens after you have your blow off top on, let's say, a bull cycle, you'll have a blow off top, then you'll have your first down trot, then you have a little uptick just after the blow off top. They typically call this is just a typical, this is not all every time, but typically what they call that is a bull trap. So what it's designed to do, or not designed, but what happens is people see this little dip and they see it going back up. So what they think is that it's going to go to the next leg of bullishness. So they buy in, and then the price suddenly drops. Now, where we've been, it hasn't exactly sat normal. So typically what happens is after you have your plummet, this is the official bear market. Now, in this official bear market, you'll have what's called despair, where you dip below overbought, and you go into oversold. So this oversold territory is an overcorrection on the let's just say the Bitcoin price. So then typically what happens is you have a quick little bounce. A lot of people call it a dead cat bounce or something like that, but you have a quick little pump, and then it'll settle back down. Now, as you can see, we did have a little quick pump. It did go to the downside, and now it's been moving on its way up slightly on a slight bullish channel, but it just dipped below that bullish channel. It hasn't solidified itself yet. It could still rebound, but from all indication, it looks like we are going to be heading into the deeper portions of the bear market. It does seem to be like people are trying to fight it, but I hope, not financial advice, but I hope that in the next few weeks we could see the drop down to 30K. Personally, I'd like to see Bitcoin drop to $25,000 so I can put in big buys and maximize my investment. But this leads into why I waited on OMI, and I almost bought OMI the other day, kind of going back against my thing. I even kind of said at the channel is, I might look at OMI here in the next few weeks because it was outperforming my projections, and Bitcoin was starting to outperform my projections, but they were looking a little bit like it was geared to head down, but Ecomi looked like it was about to start heading up, or the OMI token. So I'm glad I've waited. I was looking at buying sometime around decon, and I'm glad I didn't, because that was literally the top of the market. And right now, a lot of people are getting out, including very wealthy people who've invested millions of dollars into the OMI token. Some of them are starting to sell their positions, just being fed up with the project. Now, I sympathize. I think at this point, it's safe to say that Ecomi, the team Ecomi, bit off more than they can chew. They've done a handful of things, they've had a handful of mistakes, and they have not corrected almost any of those mistakes. So I know that they're working on the OMI token, they're working on gamification, they're working on a metaverse, they're working on all kinds of stuff. So they can't work on everything. But they also open their big mouths. And because you open your big mouth, because you do things too soon, and because you try to sit there and give people promises that you don't end up delivering on, time and time again, you yourself created your own FUD. So Veve, the Ecomi team, is not void of issues. Now, do I believe in the project long term? Absolutely. Do I look at platforms like Recur and HRO and all those? Do I look at those and I think that they're better than Veve? No, absolutely not. What a lot of those people did is they've delivered on a handful of promises that Veve has not yet delivered on. But what they have not and will not deliver on is a similar product to Veve. Veve is a better product as far as NFT marketplace is concerned, and the Ecomi team working on things like the Veveverse and gamification and utility for the OMI token, just a token in general, having their own native token. It just shows that there's a grander plan for Veve than there is for things like Recur, and there is for things like HRO. Now these might be great marketplaces and NFT buying platforms, but I'm just not convinced that they have the goods, the future goods that the Ecomi team are getting ready for the OMI token and the Veveverse. So what I'm doing right now is I'm hoping, and I'm starting to see some signs of it, that we will have that drop down to that 0.002, which is what I initially wanted to be buying in at. But once I hit that 0.0025 and it started going back up, and it didn't look like it was gonna drop any further, I even came on my channel and said maybe I need to reevaluate this, and I'll be doing that in the coming weeks. Well, I've since been doing a heavier evaluation. And you know what? What I found is I found all kinds of problems with the Ecomi team. Undelivered promises, not problems necessarily, just undelivered promises that have been compiling. You have a utility token that has no utility, and then you've got cash out promises that are stalled. If you really want to boil down everything, like, you can show me a promo code I can't use and tell me about all the great things it's going to do in the future, but you're still not solving the things that are happening right now. Now, with that said, I don't necessarily think they need to go and fix all these problems right away either. They don't need to just deliver on the promises that they haven't delivered on. And if it's going to cause something bad to happen, they don't need to be rushing through this. I'm a firm believer in the project because they're not rushing into things, and I think that's going to create some positive results for the future. But with the combination of undelivered promises on repeat, and the way that Bitcoin, if you truly believe that most altcoins are tethered to Bitcoin at this moment, then when Bitcoin drops, so does the rest of the market. So I'm seeing this recession come in, and Bitcoin's going to drop, and it is what it is. It's the bear market. We can't predict what's going to happen in the bear market. But this does lead me to think that maybe now OMI is reaching that buy I was originally hoping for, and then I held off, and then I'm kind of glad I did. I've held off for a long time buying the OMI token because I just, I'm not seeing what I want to gain entry into the token. And I've got to pay gas fees to get this token. So, there's a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people aren't thinking of, and they're just super bullish on Veve and on Ecomi and on the OMI token. And then there's some people who are just like, they're just burnt. They've gotten burnt on a bunch of stuff, like empty promises and stuff, and now they're just completely bearish. So you're getting these two extremes. And then here I am. I'm not in the middle. I'm not in the middle of this argument saying, oh, this person says buy and this person says sell. And if you ask what Crypto Corey thinks, non-financial advice, Crypto Corey thinks wait. That's not what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying is I think OMI is a buy. I think that the longevity of the project looks good. I think a lot of things look good. I just think they've been sucking up their delivery in 2022. They just haven't delivered what they've promised. And that's created a lot of issues. But I think that if you are ready and you're primed and you're sitting on the sidelines, you need to keep sitting on the sidelines. You need to keep watching, because I think that this bear market I think is confirmed at this point. It's going to head down that final leg in order to complete the bear cycle, so we can begin to go through our 1 year of accumulation, and then after the next Bitcoin halving, it's off to the races. Because the scarcity and the everything else, and we'll get time. We might even get a Bitcoin ETF. We might get some regulation into the crypto space. All bullish things for crypto. Now, most people are like, why regulation is not good for crypto? I mean, no, it absolutely is great for crypto. What's going to happen is there's a lot of major institutions and a lot of major hedge funds and things like that. They're sitting on the sidelines and they can't invest into something that doesn't have any security, doesn't have any regulation, so they're waiting. So when we do get a spot Bitcoin ETF, when we do get crypto regulation on a large scale, it might be an overreach, but I think that you'll start seeing the money pour in at that time. So I think by the time the next Bitcoin halving occurs, you will see that's when the major pumps happen. So if you're buying for a long-term investment, or even if you're buying for just a 5-year investment, I think right now is a good time to wait, good time to look, not wait, not hold, but wait for the entry. You're not waiting to see what the Ecomi team does. You're not waiting to see if they deliver on any of their promises. All you're waiting on is you're waiting for your buy-in. That's it. You're waiting for the buy that you're looking for to get into the OMI token, because you believe in the OMI token. You believe in the Ecomi team. You believe in the Veve app. You believe these platforms are going to be moving ahead and charging forward in the future. Even though they haven't delivered on Jack lately, you believe that they're going to deliver on all these promises because you see a solid company. You see a company that's profiting, doing well, building and growing. And that's what I see. I see that from Ecomi. But I'm not seeing that from the Veve market. The market's down, but so is the Bitcoin market. But yet, throughout this bear market, Bitcoin just secured a Lightning network and a payment through Cash App. So if you're sitting there and seeing all these new things pop up that are completely bullish for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not going up as a result, it goes to show you that the cycles rule everything. With that said, we could see some decoupling in the future, and maybe the market, depending on Bitcoin, will not be as prevalent, and you'll see things like Ethereum flip Bitcoin, maybe ADA, Cardano flipping Bitcoin, and at that time, I think we'll see more independence from smaller projects like Veve, which will grow into a larger project. But I'm waiting. I've got my money sitting on the sideline. I'm gonna I had my breakdown, and if you watch the video, most of that breakdown will still remain as is. But I'm gonna just keep hodling, keep waiting, and I'm gonna buy in, hopefully somewhere around the bottom of this crypto market, and get the best entry point I can, and then I'll begin my year journey. At that point, my year journey of DCA. So I will DCA into Bitcoin, DCA into Ethereum, DCA into XRP. I'll just slowly be buying into those things. And then at that time, I'm probably going to be DCAing into OMI. But I'll have my initial purchase into it. So you make your big buy as cheap as possible, then you DCA over time to gather up more coin, and then inevitably, at least hopefully inevitably, not financial advice, but inevitably, when the next Bitcoin halving occurs and we enter into our major bull cycle where we get our insane gains through crypto like we're always used to every 4 years, we might see the OMI token skyrocket, the Veve platform skyrocket. We might see a Veveverse in the next 3 to 5 years. So I think if you're worried, just relax, sit on the sideline, invest your money, maybe get some stable coin, stake some stable coin for a while. If you're looking at collectibles, get what you like. Buying right now, everything's fairly cheap. It might drop a little bit more, but I just think buying collectibles right now is not a bad thing, as long as you get what you want. But I guess that's all I got for you. Good luck to everyone who's in this venture with me, because it's exciting and we hope that it will be profitable. Not just profitable to make us some money, but profitable enough to change our lives for the good, financial good. So I want to thank you for joining me. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. My name's Crypto Corey, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good day, VV fam.